here today with CCPS Gifted Education Coordinator George Fohl to share some information on some changes taking place in gifted education for the 2018-2019 school year. Welcome, George.
Thank you for having me today.
So, can you give me a bird's eye overview of the changes that we have coming forward in gifted education?
Sure. Last spring, the school board approved the new local plan for the education of the gifted, and in that included some wonderful reform to our identification process. So this school year, we're rolling out this revised process to identify gifted learners in Chesterfield County. Before, we relied upon an aptitude test, an achievement test, grades, and rating scales completed by the teacher. And what we did was we consulted research and we consulted our stakeholder groups, like our parents and community, to see what is best practice not only for Chesterfield County, but in the nation. And what we found is we needed to tweak our identification process. And so we have measures of advanced thinking and reasoning, which might be measured by an aptitude test. But then we have a brand new measure, which is a creativity assessment. And this really looks for our students, it looks for that creative spark that we expect of gifted children in the classroom. And it's not just those students who write a quirky short story. It could be unique solutions to a problem. It could be coming up with a unique experiment in science class. And then when we look at the feedback from teachers, we found that's only one perspective of a student. And so now we have what we're calling perception inventories to get the teacher's perception of the student, the parent's perception of the student, and we also ask for the student to complete one so that we have 3 points of view on the student's educational experience rather than just one. And we use those gifted indicators to determine giftedness. But what's interesting is then we shift also to areas of strength. And so now we don't just rely upon grades to figure out what the student succeeds in. We look at work samples, which is brand new for Chesterfield County, but is best practice in gifted education across the nation. And we also look at subject-specific perception inventories. So we get a comprehensive view of the child rather than just a very limited view based upon test scores.
So what if my child, under the old process, was found to be gifted, sitter-based or school-based? Does this change anything for him or how they'll be served?
The only change with this is an identification of new gifted learners. So if your child was already found eligible for gifted services, whether in their home school or through CBG, that remains unchanged. And so there's no change in their services or placement as a result of these.
And I understand that there are some meetings coming up where parents can learn more about the way we are now serving our gifted students and identifying them. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. If parents want to know more, they can go to the school division website, mychesterfieldschools.com. But we also have these parent meetings scheduled across the county to give a really detailed look into the identification process. We want to make sure that parents are aware of how we do gifted education in Chesterfield. So there's no smoke and mirrors. So there's going to be a set of meetings, and they occur on Mondays in September.
Fantastic. And is there anything else you'd like to share about the changes coming up?
I'll say that we are so excited about this. It is the right thing to do, and it is amazing to see the results of it. The research shows that we are moving in the right direction, and we're just thankful that we have been supported by school leadership and the school board in our endeavors.
Well, thanks so much, and thank you for everything that you do to serve the students and staff and families of Chesterfield County, and thanks for coming and sharing some of your expertise and time with us today, and thank you for joining us on Engage Chesterfield.